Welcome. Today we're going to go through and I'm going to show you how to design the back display as well as the front shelf for the Duck Goose band. What I have up here is some generic graphics online that you can get, just a variety. This can really be anything that you want. We have two sizes. We have a 2-tier and we have a 3-tier. I'm going to demo how to do the 3-tier. So the first thing I'm going to do is pick rectangle, and I'm going to start it down here at the origin. And it is going to be 11 inches by 13 inches. Now I'm going to draw 3 circles, and it's going to be from the midpoint up here. The first radius is 4. The second radius is 3.6, and the third radius is 3.4. Now I'm going to do a little bit of trimming. I'm going to get rid of the bottom and get rid of that. Now what I'm going to do is round over some of the curves with a radius of 0.5. You could also set your rectangular parameters up to give this radius as well. And there we have the back. The next thing, alright, let's go ahead and do the shelf. I'm going to do a rectangle. Doesn't really matter where you start this one, so I'm going to size it. So 0.75 or 3/4 inch by 10. Then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to draw a circle in the bottom corner with a diameter of 0.25. That's going to be the size of the dowel that I use. Now I'm going to move it. I'm going to move it from the center there. I'm going to go to the right 3/8 of an inch or 0.375, and I'm going to go up a 1/2 inch. Now I can array it. So I'm going to array this. Number in the X direction is 1, in the Y direction is 10, Z is 1, space between them is 1 inch. I like what I'm seeing there as far as the spacing, so I'm going to hit enter and accept them. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and do another fillet to radius these edges. And now everything is drawn. The last step I need to do is I need to export this so I can put it into my program for the CNC ShopBot. So I'm going to export selected. It's going to go into here as a DXF. What I need to do is I need to make sure that it's a 2007 polyline, otherwise it just breaks it up. And I will just name it Duck and Goose. It is a DXF, and I will save it. And we'll do the VCarve Pro next. After importing this, I need to make a couple more shelves. So I'm just going to highlight it and do a copy and a paste. And when I paste them, I want to make sure that I have enough space in between them that I can get my bit in there without creating any issues. So now I have all the pieces. What I'm going to do is I'm going to group them. So I'm going to say that the outside lines are all going to be grouped together. I'm going to take all of the holes, I'm going to group them together. And then these two decorative lines, I'm going to group them together. You don't have to do this, but it makes it a little bit easier in my opinion. So now I have all the drawing, the grouping done. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to start to create the toolpaths. So the first thing I'm going to do is highlight the detail. I'm going to do a V-bit with this. I'm going to go down to 0.15. I'm going to have a 60-degree half-inch V-bit. I'm going to rename it V-bit and hit calculate. Go back to the 2D view. I'm going to pick these circles. I'm going to do a drill pattern, and I'm going to go down 0.4. I'm going to use a half-inch end mill, and I'm going to drill those. So it did that profile. Now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do the cutout. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to do a cut depth of 0.7. I tend to not go all the way through and just trim it up with a flush trimming bit. I have a lot more success with that. I'm going to use a half-inch end mill. I could use a 1/4 inch, but I find the half-inch I can cut faster. I'm going to go on the outside of it. I'm going to add some tabs. That way it doesn't bounce around after I get done cutting. I usually do tabs only on the straight or anything that is curved on the outside. I don't want to have to try and sand one of those away. And we'll call this our cutoff. And I'm going to calculate that. I'm going to reset. And I'm going to preview all the toolpaths to see if I'm getting what I want. And it looks like I am. So what I'll do from here is I'm going to save this. And first I'm going to do the V-bit by itself. And just one toolpath. I'm going to make sure my processor is ShotBot because that's what I use. I'm going to save that into this folder. And it's going to be V-bit. I like that. Next one I'm going to do is the drill. I'm going to save that, and I'm going to go 0.25 end mill. Save that, and then the last one down here I'm going to save as the cutoff, and just so I don't get it wrong, I'm going to go 0.5 end mill. And that should have everything saved. If you want to do more than that, you just need to make your screen or your wood size a little bit bigger.